What is up, YouTube? My name is Alex, and I run Reptiles LLC. I've been in the animal care industry for about 10 years now. I'm running my own business for the majority of that time. I'm going to show you some really cool things today and show you... What was that? Yeah. Are you asking about this? This? Right? Oh, no. You didn't ask about this? No? You don't care? Oh, well, okay then. Just kidding. Just kidding. I'm right here. I didn't go anywhere. I was right here. I did learn, though, there's no latch on the inside. So if I do actually close the door and I'm in here, then I'm stuck in here forever. I can't reach my fingers. The holes are too small, so you can't... That's going to be a later problem. So what we're going to be doing today is finishing this enclosure. This is going to be for my spiny-tailed iguanas. Now, specifically, I have black spiny-tailed iguanas. I have a big male. He's an adult. I've had him for a while now. And then I have two females. I have a black spiny-tailed female, and I have one female that's just a regular, normal spiny-tailed as well. He's been in with both of them before. They all get along just fine. We will have to watch them after they go in this big enclosure. They've never been in anything quite this big. This is just about 12 foot by 4 foot deep by then 7 foot tall. So I've got some plans in store for today. We're going to make this thing look really cool, and they're going to get an enclosure that they deserve. I've been wanting to do this project for a while now, so I've been collecting materials to get this thing done. So I'll show you a little bit of what I have, what I've been working on so far. I have these thicker branches, thinner ones. This is a hollowed out log, so they'll be able to climb on the inside. The adult male won't be able to fit, but the females will, so they'll be able to get in there and hide from him. One of the things I'm most excited about is this big stump right here. So when we put it in, these roots are all going to be going down into the bedding and down into the ground, and they'll be able to dig and make their own tunnels and nests and burrows all throughout these roots, and this will start climbing up the wall. You'll see when we get started. I also have this. I think it was originally made for tortoises. It's a big hide. So I plan on maybe like burying it part way and giving them like a big natural hide they can go down in. Maybe they'll choose to lay eggs down there. The bedding's going to be over 2 feet deep for them, so they'll be able to bury, they'll be able to do what they want. This will just be a hide that they don't have to work for. It'll already be there, they can use it on night one, they'll make their own burrows and hides, especially in the stump. They're going to use that stump a lot, and I'm really curious to see, and I'll give you guys updates if you want it, so you have to let me know. Let me know down below if you guys want updates on this and to know how that they're doing. Now we're in the enclosure. So this enclosure, all the walls are flex sealed. It's really high tech. All the walls are flex sealed. It's wood. There's a door. There's lights. These are going to be big mercury vapor bulbs. They're UV and heat all in one. There's multiple of them hung all around, as well as another big light up top. They'll have plenty of heat in here, plenty of UV light. They'll be able to get away from the light if they want to. This will all be perfect. And I can walk around in here. I'm pacing around. I can walk around. It's a lot of space. It's probably bigger than it looks, but this is a big cage. Okay, first step, bedding. We're going to layer bedding. We're going to use cypress mulch, and we're going to use organic topsoil for this. It's going to be layered back and forth, and as they dig through it, they're going to mix it up more and more. But we want to provide that humidity that'll come up through the enclosure. We might even throw some moss in there, especially in the hides and stuff like that. But overall, that's where we're going to start. We're going to start with the bedding. Once we get a little bit of bedding in there, I'm going to show you what we're going to do with the hides and with the big log. The hide's going to be buried partway, so we'll have to do that halfway through before we get all of the bedding in there. So I'm going to start putting the bedding in there. I'm probably going to speed this up. I got to grab all the bags, walk them over here, dump them in. You'll see. Bag number 1. Now, in my state, my business actually technically classifies as a farm, so what type of farmer would I be if I didn't have a pitchfork? Okay, now I think it's about time we can go ahead and put in those hides. I'll show you what I was talking about. We're going to put those in there, we're going to bury them part way, and then we're going to continue to fill up dirt on top of them. Okay, I'm getting down low so you can see me. I have this next shot set up already. Okay, some people might also say, wow, bare feet, that's a good choice. Yeah, you know what I say to that? Back off. Stop. They're my feet. How about that? Okay, we're gonna set this down in here. We're gonna dig a trench around the sides, but just in the back, because we want it to almost be tilted like this, tilted up a little bit, so they go down and at an angle. Creates a nice ambiance. It's a lot better. No, there's really nothing to it. I think it'll look better that way. That's it. So I'm gonna go ahead and start digging this out. I'll probably speed it up again so you don't have to watch it. Okay, now it's in there. So this is what we're shooting for. So it'll go down at an angle in there. You can see how I have it propped up. And then this whole thing, the bedding is basically going to go up to the top of this. So this whole thing is going to be underground, and there's just going to be a little hole right here that they can go down in, and then that cavern's going to stay there. So they'll be able to go down there whenever they want. It's a hide. The big male will be able to go in. The females will be able to go in. Perfect. Now let's do the stump. Can you tell how hot it is? Can you tell? Do you see this? Okay, let's put the stump in place. I'll have my lovely assistant hand me the stump. I'm just kidding, it's me. I'm the lovely assistant. I just grabbed it. Now you can see the stump is in the corner. Look at all this space. And we're gonna fill this in. Unlike the other one where we left a gap, this one's gonna get filled in and they're gonna dig this out. It can get filled in all the way up to almost here. So all of this is gonna be underground for them to explore, as well as up here is going to be a nice basking spot for them as well. It's far enough away. It's gonna be a perfect temperature. Not too hot, not too cold. Perfect. Okay, we're gonna keep adding in bedding now. I'm gonna set you guys there. You're on top of the black plastic hide. You're on top of that one. I'm gonna let you see this slowly fill up. Maybe that might be cool. I don't know. This is my first video. Stay with me. We got a surprise. We got somebody coming out to say hi. It's a hissing cockroach. He must have escaped his bin. He was in the log. He was just chilling. He was living his best life. Do we put him back? Do we let him live? It's a boy. He can't have babies. Maybe for now. Well, I don't want to crush him. For now, I'm going to put him back with his other ones. Comment below. Do we put him back? Does he live his life in the palace? Let me know. We're getting close. Okay, that looks pretty good. We might add more, but for now, That looks pretty good. They got 2 hides. Perfect. We're gonna add more of those logs. We're gonna add more of those sticks. We're gonna do something kind of cool with them. So don't just think we're gonna set them in here or do whatever. No, it's gonna be cooler than that. But let's count how many bags of mulch we used. It's cypress mulch. I get all the cypress mulch and I get all of the organic topsoil from Home Depot. So all of this bedding here was like under $100. Like, it's not bad at all, and it's all organic. You can use it for the reptiles. I've been using it for years. Yeah, it's great stuff. So I highly recommend using that. Save you a bit of money, and we're going to get on to the next step. We might do the water bowl next, actually. We can put the water bowl in, and then that'll give us a good idea of how much space we have and where we can put things. Okay, we'll count the topsoil first, and then we'll count the cypress mulch. 1,
2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 over here. 7, 8, 9. Looks like 9 bags of topsoil. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. 14 bags of cypress mulch.
That's a lot of dirt.
So I thought about it, and the water bowl is actually just going to end up going right here. It's really easy for me to reach in and grab it from here, and it's not going to interfere with much. I think we can do stuff around it, and I think it'll still be good like that. The logs on the other side, this will be over here. Now, one thing I'll show you real fast. I always leave a gap, even if it's just a little bit. Leave a little bit of a gap in between the wall and your water bowl, because if the iguanas try to go back there, the water bowl's really heavy. Like, they're big iguanas, so they need a bowl this size. But they also can't necessarily move a bowl this size. So if they're to wedge themselves back there, they could get stuck. So if you pull it out a couple inches, there's no chance of them getting stuck, and then you can have your water bowl like this. The other thing that I forgot to do is we need to drill a hole right here for a bubbler. I like to put bubblers, just like a little fish tank aerator. I like to put those in the water bowls because otherwise you just have stagnant water sitting there. And they're from a hot, humid environment. So it's blistering heat in this enclosure. I don't want it to get bacteria. Just when the water's not stagnant, it's better. The iguanas like it better, and I like it better. So how about that? So we're gonna go ahead and drill a hole right here where we can run the air line through, and I can plug it in on the other side of this wall. Okay, so here we are, bedding in, stump in, hide in, next step. Now, these iguanas, they're larger body iguanas. They don't necessarily spend all of their time on the ground, but they'll spend more time on the ground. So we want to make sure that we leave plenty of space for them to be able to stretch and walk around on the ground, but we also want places for them to climb. There's going to be 3 total iguanas in here, which this is plenty of space for all of them. But they need to all have their own places to go and places to be, and just from them being in their cages they're in now, I know some of them like to climb more than others, some of them use different things, so just to give them every possibility for what they'd ever want, we're going to go ahead and build up from here. So I'm going to show you a trick. So with bedding like this, the iguanas can dig and they can move it, and what it'll do is it'll make everything sink in time. So the hides that we put in, they're on the floor, so they can't sink any lower. But if I were to take this branch right here and just set it like this, in 2 weeks, the bedding's going to be this deep until it's touching the floor. So if you want something to be tall, and by the time it touches the floor, it's not going to be up very high. It's not going to be very tall, and if we're building up, we need it to go up. So I'm going to show you a trick. If you take a slab like this, and what we're going to do is we're going to dig down about 2 or 3 inches, put this down in there, cover it up with bedding. That's going to basically make a big footprint. So instead of having this javelin on the end piercing down through the bedding and making it sink, you're going to have this big foot, and we're going to set this and make sure it's rested on there. After we have it in place and it's rested on here, we're most likely going to secure it to the back wall as well with a couple long screws. So let's get to it. Do I have bedding on my butt? I know I do. Don't tell me. Don't worry about it. It's not a big deal. Here you can see the brick. Let me see if I can get you in a place you can see. There you go. Okay, here's the brick. We're gonna set the stump on the brick, lean it up against the wall, and go from there. This one's in place. Its foot, I moved the brick. The brick is right here. Its foot's on the brick. It's gonna go up here. It's gonna come up here. We're gonna screw it in right here and also right here. It'll have 2 connection points to the wall. And then what we're gonna try to do is slip a log in between. So we have that gradual upwards climb that we're talking about. So let's go ahead and do that. That's fitting in there pretty perfectly. So you can see the lights are up there, plenty of space for them to not touch the lights. You got your big stump down here, goes up, goes there. It's looking like a very good start. So we're gonna go ahead and put a couple screws in here. I might put a screw down here. I am gonna be careful. I'm gonna make sure that the backs of the screws are not poking out so that the iguanas can't get hurt. And we're gonna make sure it's secured, because the other thing is we don't want it to fall. So we're gonna secure this and then keep building from there. Okay, I've got some pretty long screws here. We're gonna go ahead and start securing this. Okay, that is really sturdy. That's not going anywhere. Perfect. Let's keep building. Okay, so we have this side in now. That's going to be perfect. A lot of times iguanas, they like to actually sit above bodies of water. So they'll have the bubbler, that'll be able to catch their eye, they'll get a drink when they want to, they're going to sit there. So now what we're going to do is we're going to try to continue over, and let's see if I have a log or a branch that'll maybe be able to go there. Because look, there's no lights right here. So they can go up pretty high right here. We just don't want them to get too close to the lights. And as you can see, there's about 2 to 3 foot in between there. They're not going to be able to touch this light. Same with this. There's about 2 foot actually in between there. So there's no way they're going to be able to touch the lights or get close to them. That's part of the main goal here. But let's grab another log and let's see if we can get a log to go right there. Everything's in, it's all sturdy, it's not going anywhere. Let's see if there's any other finishing pieces we want to do with any of the wood or any of the driftwood. See what else I have. I think it's just about done, and I'll give you a look at it. Okay, so here's everything we have. We've got a bunch of smaller sticks here. And then back here is going to be the big stump leading across. So you got to think, these iguanas are different sizes. Males will get bigger than females. So the male will stick mainly to these bigger branches here and the big hide and stay on the tops of all of these. The little females, they'll easily be able to climb up on these. They can spend their time here. They can go inside of some of these logs that he can't. So they'll all have plenty of space to move and get along. I gave him a rock right here. This rock will actually heat up from the basking spot. Believe it or not, these bulbs are really hot. You can definitely still feel it down here. So this rock's going to heat up a little bit. That's their food plate. It's just a bin lid that I use. It's easy to wash off, easy to reuse, and they eat a lot of food. So bin lid, there's their hide. As you can see, it goes back down in there. I think that whole thing is like 2 foot by 1.5 foot by 1 foot. Close to it, something like that. And then we have our logs over here, and this is going to be the water. So let's go ahead and fill up the water bowl, and then we'll see what's next. Then let's go ahead and plug in that bubbler. Nice and bubbly. Okay, that's what we wanted. Perfect. This is awesome. And I'm sure it'll change within the next couple weeks. I always like to change things. I always like to add things, make things better. If you have any ideas on how to make this better, go ahead and drop a comment below. I'd love to hear your ideas. I'm always open to new ideas, new things. I don't want to be the person that's like, oh, look, this is how I do it, and that's the only way to do it. Especially with reptiles, there's so many different ways to do everything. Please share your feedback. Let me know. I'm open to try different things, try new things. This is what I came up with. I think it's going to work pretty good. And stay tuned. If you guys want to see more, let me know what you want to see. Let me know what you want to try. I can even do feeding videos with these guys. These guys eat all kinds of different food, so if you want to see them eat and everything afterwards. So let me go ahead and introduce you to the iguanas, and we'll go ahead and put them in here shortly. We'll go with the normal spiny-tailed first, followed by the black spiny-tailed female. I'm going to let them settle in for a couple hours, maybe overnight. I mean, at this point, it's legitimately like 3 a.m., so I'll probably let them settle in, sleep overnight. They're both awake right now. They've been watching me the entire time. They're not ready to sleep. I'm not disturbing them in any way by doing it this late. They're excited and want to know what's going on. So let me go ahead and grab the first one. I'll show her to you. They're beautiful. I'm so excited. And then we'll go ahead and put her in there. Okay, this is... You're okay. You're okay. They're not used to being handled all that often. So this is Gucci. You can see on her back, she's not black. She's like a tannish color, give or take. But she's going to be a normal spiny tail. So if you look at her tail, you see all those spines? Those are like razor blades. And what she'll do, the tip of her tail is like a piece of bone. So she'll take that tail, she'll whip you as hard as she can with it, and it'll lacerate you. It'll cut you really bad. It'll bruise you. Yeah. Yeah, you will. Yeah, I know you'll do it. You'll do it. She also has some good teeth on her. So let's see if it'll focus. You can see them. They're not that big. But she does have some nice teeth on her. So this is her. She is fat. That's that ring around her neck. She's chubby. Sorry. I love some of my animals a little too much. She is going to go on a diet. The other ones are just fine. It's just her for some reason. But let's go ahead and put her in there. I think she's ready. Yeah, I'm excited. Let's get her in there. There she is. Look at that. Does that not look like an iguana just hanging on the back of a tree? Look at how she's tucked back there looking. Look at how tiny she is. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. She's so little in there. Oh, I'm so excited. I hope you guys enjoy this as much as I am. See, she's a lot more calm now that I'm not holding her. If I'm not holding her, I can pet these guys. I can hand feed them. I can do anything. Just when I pick them up. That's it. Give you guys a real good look at her. Beautiful female, normal, spiny-tailed iguana. Okay, perfect. Okay, I'm gonna shut one of these doors just in case she decides to run. She's not. She looks like she's enjoying life, but okay, let me go ahead and grab the other one. I'll show you the other one. That's gonna be the black spiny. Okay, this is Versace. She was a lot less willing to come out than Gucci. Here she is. Same huffing, but look at those stripes. Look at those colors. Let me see if I can move my hands around without letting her get me. She's locked in on my face right now, which is actually helping me. Okay, there we go. Look at that. Way different than the other one. Jet black, almost like gray banding across herself. See her teeth a little bit better. And they almost get like a blue. You can see down here and over on her chin. She's got like a blue color to her. Beautiful, beautiful female spiny-tailed iguana. Okay, there she is. So you have Gucci over there. You have Versace over here. Chilling. Look at them. Beautiful female spiny-tailed iguanas. And their massive new enclosure. We're going to go ahead and let these two girls settle in back here. They're going to settle in for at least a couple hours. Again, it's like 3 a.m., 3:30. We'll see. I might be up. If I'm awake, we'll move the male over. The male, he's a little bit asleep, but he's watching what's going on. So he knows something's up. So we'll see. In a couple hours, I'll pick up the camera, or it might be a new day. I don't know. We'll see what goes on. See you soon. Good morning. It is now the next day. Iguanas have settled in over the night. Let's take a look at these. They are already beautifully settling in. Right there, that's the normal spiny-tailed iguana right there. That is Gucci. And we have Versace peeking right over the corner. Look at that. They're both doing fantastic in this setup. Already out and about. She's always been a little more shy than the other one, so that's usual for her to hide a little bit. She's already out and about and settling in just fine. No problems whatsoever. They've been digging this out, if you can see. That is all now dug out. There's a tunnel that goes around, and they've also been way back in there. They went so far back in there I couldn't even tell where they were. Plenty of space to run around to move. There she goes. Doing great. Okay, now we're going to go ahead and get the big male. The male's going to go in there with the females, and then we're going to watch them over the next couple hours, the next couple days, make sure that everything goes smoothly. He has been in with them before, but not in an enclosure of this size. They should be just fine. It should be an easy transition. I'm sure you've noticed by now, the iguanas are not the only animals I have here. I've got a ton of stuff here, including my beautiful Barons Racer, my Womo Python, just some regular, plain old, normal looking ball pythons. Nothing out of the ordinary. Children's pythons. Brazilian rainbow boas. Albino Colombian rainbow boas. Egyptian false cobras. Emerald tree boas. Hog Island boas. Russian tortoises. African pancake tortoises. Let me know if any of that interests you, or there's anything else you want to see. Drop a comment on what video you want next. In total, I have about 5 species of tortoises, about 10 species of turtles and box turtles, probably about 30 40 species of snakes. I have 3 other species of iguanas, all kinds of stuff, as well as mammals and everything else. So if there's anything you're interested in, if there's anything you think I have, if there's anything you want me to get, let me know down below, and let's continue on. Let's get that male in the big enclosure. Now, most people say you should wear like large, big gloves when dealing with large iguanas and stuff. Now, usually what I say to that is, where are you getting this glove money, and can I have some? So we just pick them up, we just go with it. We could like do something like we could have it safe word maybe like Jackie's safe word could be like a Udemy. So like he can't talk, but maybe I could pick up his vibes. So like if he's throwing off like a Udemy vibes, we know something's up. So that's kind of how we do it around here, and you'll see. I'm gonna grab him real fast. This is Jackie. So this is Jackie. He is the big, beautiful male Mexican black spiny-tailed iguana. He is a beautiful lizard. Now, when he sees the females and once he gets flared up in breeding season and everything, his whole chin will turn bright blue. He turns complete colors. I love his spikes, his ridges, and he's super calm. So I got him years and years ago, and I picked up the females along the way, knowing that I wanted to do a project like this. I've had him in a large enclosure for a long time, but he deserves a large enclosure like this. This is what iguanas deserve. This is what they should be kept in. So he's only about 6 years old. I didn't get him when he was a baby. I got him after he was almost a full-grown adult. So he'll live here. He can live 30, 40 years. So he's got a long life ahead of him, and he's going to enjoy it in that big enclosure with his beautiful females. Okay, let's get him put in there. Look at that. Clearly bigger than the females, as you can see, but still looks tiny in this big enclosure. So now you see what I was talking about. Jackie can't fit inside of these logs, even though they're hollowed out. He could never fit in there. He can't fit on some of these small branches, but he can bask on the big branches, and he can lay on this one right here in the V. So there's multiple places the females can get up to that Jackie just can't. If they ever need a break from him, if they ever want to get away from him, and that's key to cohabbing individuals like this. They're going to be cohabbed year-round. This is going to be their permanent enclosure. He's just taking everything in. He's like, wow. He hasn't even seen the females yet. They could see each other from their old enclosures. So, and they've been in together. So they can see each other all the time. They've been in together before, but he's going to be excited when he knows that they're in here. He doesn't even necessarily like run over to them and heavily breed or do anything crazy. He just likes to be near them and like lay around them. And it's almost like having buddies or having friends. He will be very excited. Let's give him a minute to settle in. Once he starts moving around and checking stuff out, I will go ahead and pick back up the camera here in a minute. Okay, it looks like he's settling in nicely. Got him right there. And then we have a female over here. That is Versace. That's the black spiny-tailed female. There we have Jackie. Perfect. Oh, and there's Gucci as well. Look at all of them. Perfect. Getting along just fine. Plenty of room. And look at him basking up under the bulb. That is exactly what we wanted. There she goes. that's going to do it for this one. If you guys liked it, go ahead and like below. Go ahead and drop a comment on what I should do next, what you want to see next. And thanks for watching. Thanks for supporting all of this.